solving one-step equations. First, we have to get an understanding of what is an equation and what does the equal sign mean. Now, an equation has an equal sign and it has an expression on the left of the side and the right of the side. Now, oftentimes kids think that the equal symbol refers to meaning that it is the answer. And that's just because in elementary school, oftentimes it was really what you were having to do. It was basic computation, like 4 plus 1 equals, and then there'd be a blank. And so you would assume this would be then the answer because that's what they were looking for. However, as you get older and you progress in your knowledge, what really the equation is referring to is they have the same value. Now, I could simply rewrite what I have over here, 4 plus 5 equals 5, and challenge that to mean 4 plus 1 equals 3 plus 2. Now, as you can see, there really isn't an answer in this particular scenario. All we are is identifying that the value on the left-hand side is the same as the value on the right-hand side. And so the purpose of the equal symbol is to identify that both sides have the same value. Now, again, back in elementary school, when you were writing 4 plus 1 equals 5, 4 plus 1 equals 5, 5 is what we call just the simplified value, right? It's just an easier way to see what is the quantity that we're talking about. And so that's why we would write it as 5, because it's just a lot easier to understand and to express that's what this means, rather than saying, I have 4 plus 1 apples, right? We would just say I have 5 in terms of a quantity. But again, the purpose of what is this equal symbol represent, and the equal sign represents that the values on the left and the right are in fact the same. Now we're going to be exploring another thing, which is inverse operations. Now, in order to help us solve equations, we have to do what's called inverse. And I like to tell students, when I hear the word inverse, I often kind of think of the reverse, right? What is going to undo an operation that is done? A lot of kids think inverse means opposite. Opposites are really more positive and negative numbers. Inverse, or the reverse, is really we're looking for what undoes, right? We're looking to undo an operation, okay? And that's really how we use the word. Now, you already know the answer to these because it's just something that you're more aware of. If I were to say what was the inverse, the reverse of addition, most of you could then tell me that would be subtraction. And you would be correct. If I were to add a quantity to a number, the way to go back to the value I previously had was to take it away, was to subtract it, and vice versa. And what is the inverse to multiplication, right? If I were to multiply a value, right, to make it a different grouping of something, the way to undo that group is to divide it by the grouping, is to divide. Okay, and again, they are vice versa. They go back and forth. So addition and subtraction are inverse operations, and multiplication and division are inverse operations. And we're going to be using these two vocabulary words to help us in our understanding of how do we solve one-step equations. Now, I'm going to give you a few representations about what's really happening when we are solving equations. So I'm going to be using a number line as well as using algebra tiles, and then I'm going to be showing the algebraic method of solving this equation. Now, x, in elementary school, you used to write, or x was given as in terms of like a mystery box, right? You used to sometimes have a box, and you would have to figure out like what number plus 9 equals 14, right? That's how you had it in elementary school, or maybe there was a question mark on the inside. Now, because we are in middle school, we learn it as a variable. X is a value of a number that we do not know, and that is what we're solving for. And that's really what a lot of math is we are solving for something that we do not know. Now, we have some value. When we add 9 to it, it equals 14, okay? Now, as we look at it in terms of inverse operations, right, since we are adding 9 units to get to 14, that means that something plus 9 got us to 14. So if I were to put on the number line here, here's where the number 14 is. Now, I added 9 to get to 14. So that means that to undo the addition of 9, I would need to take away 9. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And that would be the number that I started off with, which means x had a value of 5. If you look at it in terms of algebra tiles, we have been practicing that x is our algebra tile, which is our long rectangular tile, and it has an unknown number, plus 9 unit tiles equals 14. Now, if I were to take away these 9 unit tiles, right, if I were to take away 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 from this side, that means I have to take away 9 units from this side as well. Now keep in mind that, again, we talked about the equal sign represents that the left side and the right side have the same value. Therefore, since they have the same value, that means that whatever is done on one side, the left side, has to also be done on the right side in order to keep the values equal. The other thing you'll notice is that, again, we can see that we have inverse operations here. We added a number, so to undo that, we took it away. And if I added 9, to undo that, I take away 9. Well, adding 9 and taking away 9, what happens here is this creates what's called a zero pair. It creates a zero pair because they have a value of 0. Adding 9 and then taking away 9 has a value of 0. And so we recognize that that is 0, which means it's no longer there. Now on the right side, I had 14 tiles. I took away 9. So if we were to take away the 9 tiles, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 that we have, we are left with 5. And that's what we found up above, that x has a value of 5. Algebraically, how we show that in math is using our inverse operations. If I added 9 to get to 14, that means I need to take away 9. And again, whatever I do to the left side, I have to do to the right side to keep the equation equal, to keep the values the same. You'll notice that adding 9 and subtracting 9 equals 0, so we're going to put a big 0 over it in order to identify that that's created a zero pair. And so this is really x plus 0, in which means that this is really just x is left on this side. We bring down the equal sign. Some teachers have kids do like a train track just to remind themselves to bring down the equal sign. And then on the right side, we just do the math. 14 minus 9 equals 5. And you can always double check, well, is this solution true? By using substitution. If x plus 9 is 14 and we found that x is 5, then that means 5 plus 9 should equal 14. And if that is true, then we know that our solution was correct. Let's try one more example here. So we've got a subtraction one here. Again, we'll start off with the number line. We've got some value. I take away 6, and then it gets me to 12. So let's put that on the number line. So some number, I take away 6, gets to 12. So let's mark where 12 is. 12 is right here. Now I had to take away an amount to get to 6, which means that the value that I really had was bigger than that. Now to move to the right on the number line means that we would add. And since this is a subtraction problem, the inverse of subtraction is to add. So I would need to add 6 to find what our starting value of x is. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that value would be 18. So our mystery value of x, our variable, is 18. Let's look at that using the algebra tiles here. Some number, when I take away 6, equals 12. Again, since this is a subtraction problem, the inverse is to add. I'm going to add 6 tiles on the right side. So we're going to add 6 here. Now, you wouldn't necessarily be drawing the tiles. Again, you can see that we have inverse operations here. And you can see that with the inverse operations, these create another 0 pair. They cancel each other out. Subtracting 6 and then adding 6 has a value of 0. Now if we add 6 to the right side, so we have our original 12 plus the extra 6 we added on, which gives us 18. And so our x tile is worth 18. Now, algebraically, again, what this would look like is, if this is a subtraction problem, the inverse of subtraction to undo that is addition. So we would write plus 6 on both sides. This is what your work has to look like. Put a 0 around it because it creates a 0 pair and it's no longer there. Technically, this is just an x plus 0. We are left with x on the left-hand side. Bring down the equal sign. 12 plus 6 is 18. So our x has a value of 18. And again, to double check our work, we could simply just try it out. Some number minus 6 is 12. We think the number is 18. That's what our work shows us. 18 minus 6, is that 12? Yes, it is. And then we know we got the solution correct. All right, here's a couple for you to try. They do have negative numbers in them, so pause the video and give it a try. So here we would have minus 5 on both sides. That's our 0 pair. So x equals negative 9 plus a negative 5 means we have negative 14. This is a subtraction problem, so we would do plus 7 plus 7. So x equals negative 13 plus 7. So we're on negative 13 on the number line. We move to the right 7. So then we are at a negative 6. And again, you can always go back, double check, does this solution work? Is a negative 14 plus 5 a negative 9? Is a negative 6 minus 7 a negative 13?